What's the most important trophy in all of football? The Champions League, the Nations League, the World Cup? No doubt these trophies are all important, except the middle one. But they're team trophies. They don't say, I'm the best, I'm him. For that, you need the Ballon d'Or. The Ballon d'Or, or Golden Ball in English, is exactly that, a golden ball. It's an award given to the best player of the last season, and it's taken up different shapes across the years, literally and figuratively. It was first awarded in 1956 and was given to only European players. Then in 1995, it expanded to include players from all over the world that played in Europe. Then in 2007, it expanded to include players from all over the world that played all over the world. The voting system has also changed along the years. Up until 2006, only football journalists could vote. Then from 2007, coaches and captains of national teams could also vote. But in 2016, it went back to only journalists. Then in 2022, it changed again. And this is really important for the video, so pay attention. The timing of the award was changed from a calendar year to a football season, which is around mid-August to late May in Europe. This means that competitions that happen after the season ends don't matter. But one thing hasn't changed. It's given to the best player, most of the time. And who's been the best player of the past season? Let's find out, shall we? On the 7th of August, France Football released the 30 nominees for this year's Ballon d'Or. Voting is based on three main criteria: team performances, individual performances, and fair play. Personally, I don't think fair play is that important, so I'm only focusing on team and individual performances. But each of the 100 journalists has to select 10 nominees in descending order based on these criteria. The selected players are given points based on their rankings, and the Ballon d'Or is given to the player with the highest points. Now that we have that out of the way, let's get to ranking. Clubs and countries. These are the two teams players can play for, and the easiest way to judge their performance is by the trophies they win. There are three major club trophies: league titles like the Bundesliga in Germany or Serie A in Italy, domestic cups like the FA Cup in England or the Copa del Rey in Spain, and continental titles like Europe's Champions League, Europa League, or if you're Chelsea, Conference League. Then there are two major country trophies: continental trophies like the Euros or Copa America, and global trophies like the World Cup. I don't think trophies like the Nations League and the Club World Cup impact the Ballon d'Or ratings. The Nations League, because they're basically friendlies on steroids, and only Europe and North America have them, and the Club World Cup because it now happens after the season. Starting from 2022, because there's no way in hell I'm getting the stats from all the seasons, and because that's when the most recent rule change happened, the winners of the Ballon d'Or have either won a domestic league title or a domestic league and Champions League title. In fact, in the history of the Ballon d'Or, only two players have won it without winning a trophy: Figo in 2000 and Ronaldo in 2013, but I don't see that happening this time. Last season, 10 nominees didn't win any trophies, so there's no way they're winning the Ballon d'Or. Palmer didn't even play in the Champions League, but he won this piece of dog shit. And again, the Club World Cup doesn't matter because it happened after the season. 6 nominees won 1 trophy, 5 won 2, and the 9 PSG players won 3. But country trophies seem to be more important than club trophies. Take 2023 for example. Haaland won 5 club trophies, but Messi won the World Cup. And even 2024, Vini won the Champions League, but Rodri won the Euros. This season, there hasn't been any major international tournament, so all that really matters is club performances. But we're done with that, so let's move on to individual performances. This is a sad truth, but a truth nonetheless. The higher up the field you play, the more likely you are to win the Ballon d'Or. In the history of the award, forwards have won it 67% of the time, followed by midfielders with 28%, defenders with 4%, and goalkeepers with 1%. Even since 2022, we see a similar trend, and the reason for that seems simple. The easiest way to judge a player's individual performance is using their goal contributions, but it doesn't mean it's the best way. More goal contributions don't lead to more Ballon d'Ors. Since 2022, the winner of the Ballon d'Or has also had the highest goal contributions per game just once, Benzema in 2022, and he tied with Mbappe, who got 6th in the rankings. So yeah, not a very predictive metric. Still, just so you can see an Arsenal player on top of a table, here's how the nominees line up this season according to goal contributions per game. The only keeper on the list is at the bottom of the list, as expected. Then it's defenders, midfielders, and Vinicius Jr. They're not ready, he said. In the middle, there's 4 midfielders and 2 defenders, which is pretty solid, but only forwards are in the top 10. I think it's fair to point out that for all the stick he gets about not scoring, Yamal has more goals than Vini, but I digress. The top 10 sees very familiar faces: Haaland, Mbappe, Lewandowski and Kane. Dembele and Rafinha are not far off from each other, but Salah gives them a considerable gap. And Arsenal's very own Victor Gyökeres sits lonely at the top, but like I said, goal contributions don't count much for Ballon d'Ors. They're not the best way to see how a player performed. As we've seen, they tend to favour players who play higher up the pitch, except Vinicius. So let's use a better metric: player ratings. Since 2022, the Ballon d'Or winner has also had the highest average match rating in club competitions that season. Every single time. In 2022, which isn't that surprising, Benzema had the most goals in La Liga and the Champions League and won both. In 2023, when Messi arguably won it because of the World Cup, and in 2024, when Vini swore on everything that he deserved it. And the ratings were for club competitions alone. I didn't include Messi's World Cup rating or Rodri's Euros rating. This past season, here's how the players line up in terms of average match rating in club competitions. Somehow, we still have Donnarumma at the bottom of the table, even though bro was literally clutch for PSG on a number of occasions. Haaland in 27th place, Fabian Ruiz in 24th, and Lewandowski in 21st. The middle of the table sees Bendel at Declan in 19th place, they are not ready in 18th, and a whole lot of PSG players. In the top 10, we have Mbappe, who was the highest goal scorer in La Liga, Wirtz, who was the second highest assist provider in the Bundesliga, Hakimi, who was really essential to both PSG's attack and defense, Salah, who I thought would be higher, was the highest goal scorer and assist provider in the Prem, and Kane, who was the highest goal scorer in the Bundesliga. In the top 5, we have Dembele in 5th place, who was League One's joint top scorer, player of the season, and also the Champions League player of the season. Olise in 4th, who was the highest assist provider in the Bundesliga. Yamal in 3rd, who was the highest assist provider in La Liga and the most exciting player to watch. Gyökeres back where Arsenal belongs, who was the highest goal scorer in the Liga Portugal. And in 1st place, Rafinha. So according to the numbers, which they say don't lie, Rafinha wins the Ballon d'Or. And I hear it. La Liga player of the season, highest assist provider in the Champions League, joint top scorer in the Champions League, and he even reached the semi-finals. If not for Szczesny's disaster class, he might have even won it all. But I don't know if he actually wins it. First off, I think the top 5 would be very different. Obviously, it won't be a 1-to-1 match of the ratings, but if it were up to me, it would be Hakimi, Yamal, Salah, Dembele, then Rafinha. But again, I don't know if Rafinha actually wins it. Let's face it, the Ballon d'Or is a popularity contest. Which story sounds the best, or which player gets the most hype? 2023, one of the greatest players to ever do it wins a World Cup, or one of the greatest strikers to ever do it wins a treble. Or 2024, sure, Rodri had an exceptional season, only 1 loss all season, Euros winner and player of the tournament, but look at the ratings in club comps. Same numbers with Bellingham, but he got 16 more goal contributions. In terms of goal contributions per match, that's almost double Rodri's. And he was also the Champions League Young Player of the Season. But Vini got all Madrid's PR. Less goal contributions, lower ratings, same club achievements, but more PR. That, ladies and gentlemen, was the difference between a 2nd place finish and a 3rd place finish. Hell, between a 1st place finish and a 3rd place finish. From last season, Yamal has Barca's PR. Sure, according to the ratings, he also had a better season than Dembele, but Ballon d'Ors aren't for children. Or are we forgetting 2018? And this isn't me discrediting Dembele's season. He had an incredible season, won 5 out of 6 possible trophies, and even reached the final of the one he didn't win. But the numbers say Rafinha deserves it. Alas, history says Dembele does. So unless the PR situation changes, the 2025 Ballon d'Or winner is Ousmane Dembele. Okay, what do I even say here? Thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please like the video, and if you want to see more, subscribe. And if you're used to seeing my content and like my voice sounds a bit weird, it's because I have a cold, but like there's work to be done, so yeah, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time, hopefully.